Hello, investors. Coming back at you, Connor Kenny, aka Luke Steamwalker, on March 5th, 2018. The cryptocurrency market floating around the 470 area. Still not a lot of action happening. Almost at 42% in BTC dominance. We did have Ripple perked up over $1 there briefly on the Coinbase rumors, news, whatever that is. And then we also have the fork Callisto coming into existence. I believe it was supposed to come in today at some point, the block. So if you were holding Ethereum Classic on either Yobit or I believe HitBTC, or those two exchanges are honoring it. Other than that, you might have to wait it out and see what the security risks of getting your hands on your Callisto are going to be in terms of private keys and whatnot. I'm not recommending anyone do anything with this. I'm considering this, do not touch, like Litecoin Cash for now. I did find an interesting article on it. And this article was from January. So the pump we had, let's take a look here. The pump we had here, what's this? Okay, beginning of February, we had a nice jump from the 200 or 20 area up to $42. You could attribute some of it to the Callisto airdrop. The snapshot didn't occur until today, though, and as you can see, we actually did have the selling started on February 19th. So normally people are rushing to get into these forks right before they happen, or clones. This isn't a fork, actually. I'll get into that in a second. It's a snapshot clone, but people have been selling off here for 2 weeks, and they're not going to get their Callisto. So it's almost a bit of a negative response, perhaps. But this CryptoVest article, I'll leave the link below. Let's readjust this. So Ethereum Classic development team recently announced the Callisto network project, which will result in a one-to-one CLO airdrop for ETC holders. So this almost implies that Ethereum Classic's development team is behind this. So I'm getting a couple conflicting. If anyone has any news on this, let me know. If this is a legit article or if it's a completely separate project. But this one in particular almost makes it seem like it's a satellite layered technology over and above current Ethereum. Almost like, how Raiden's proposing a second layer to expedite everything and give infinite scalability, kind of similar tech. I need to read the white paper. But in this article, it appears that longtime ETC holders may be looking at a price surge after the development team announced the Callisto network project, which will result in a one-for-one airdrop. Okay. Some are mistakenly terming it a hard fork. Callisto is actually going to be a new blockchain with CLO, that's the ticker, CLO, as its native currency. Developed in order to test experimental protocols, possible scaling solutions, and set up a governance system which incentivizes both miners and coin holders. This, I believe, is kind of in response to Casper, which will be an upgrade, so to speak, on Ethereum that will switch everything from proof of work to 100% proof of stake. I do believe that this leads to, centralization and too much central management and control in the long term. I'm not necessarily psyched about that direction. Whereas I understand the attributes that certain human managerial aspects can deliver. Vitalik's awesome, but let's face it, cryptocurrencies developed on the premise that people in power are corrupt, and we want to remove that problem on a fundamental level. That's kind of what we're getting at. So CLO could be a response to the 100% proof of stake. Miners are going to be sitting on a bunch of equipment, and it's almost like, I believe, I don't think that Ethereum Classic's not switching, so they're going to remain mining, but CLO, I believe, is going to be something that could hybridize proof of stake and proof of work, which I wish Vitalik and the team would leave some proof of work in the system on a decentralized level, mining wise. Even maybe aim at making it more efficient power wise. But this is an interesting technology. A lot of people are there's two ways to look at this. Is this, innovation and development, or is this just people trying to create more currency with smoke and mirrors and not actually bring anything legitimate to the table? CLO, I believe, Ethereum Classic, if they are behind it, it could be something big, and it could maybe lead to something bigger for Ethereum Classic. This is purely speculation. It could be complete garbage, like Litecoin Cash, just trying to capitalize on mining changes within the ecosystem. Because let's face it, a lot of people mine Ethereum. It's still the top coin on coinwars.com right now to mine. And if that gets taken away, that hash power is going to be looking for somewhere to go. And why not, maybe this is a necessary evil. But I do like how cryptocurrencies, free market ecosphere, not everyone's agreeing, but that's part of it. And it's pure capitalism, and we haven't experienced this in a long time, and there's no regulation impeding it at this point. That's drastic, and it's a beautiful thing to watch grow unencumbered at this point in time. And that's why you're seeing this kind of growth is, lack of government control, pure free market anarcho-capitalism up until the recent history of the currencies. That's why you're seeing this crazy growth. Let's see what else they say here. Well, some are mistakenly... Okay. Callisto is a separate blockchain that is based on Ethereum protocol with its own cryptocurrency, CLO. Callisto introduces a cold staking protocol that rewards coin holders for being network participants. Okay, so that's same as proof of stake, I believe. Cold staking is defined as a way to incentivize CLO coin holders by allowing them to stake their coins and earn interest without having to validate transactions, since consensus will continue to be achieved via proof of work. Okay, without having to validate transactions, since consensus will be achieved using proof of work. Does that mean that proof of work is centralized within a small group of individuals, or does that mean it's free and open source? That I wish I knew more. Essentially, the problems to be solved with the Callisto project are outlined as: there is no incentive for coin holders to continue to own coins, which is important for store of value currencies. I see that. That's why I do believe in hybridized proof of stake, proof of work. We might end up with this, crazy hybridization of delegated proof of stake work. I don't know what the final product is going to be, but the beautiful thing is that all these coders are putting their minds to it, and logic is being applied to all these problems. And this is where financial engineering starts to surpass conventional banking, and we're already past them. They're catching up. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Interest and influence in the network are not balanced. That's where Steem's got it nailed down. The balance is strongly biased towards the miners. Lack of governance system. Cold staking protocol could serve as an intermediate step for governance system implementation. So it seems like it's going to be a second layer protocol, like Raiden network was intended to be for Ethereum. That's kind of the gist I'm getting, because it has its own coin and it's a separate blockchain, like they said. So I'm getting the Raiden network feeling from this project kind of thing, and I do like Raiden, but I do think Raiden is vulnerable to Vitalik and the team just coming up with their own solution. And I don't know if Callisto is in cahoots or actually working with the Ethereum Classic team. That's a good thing, because those two entities will be working together instead of potentially against each other. That being said, I give away 5 Steem on each video. I have noticed, okay, refresh this. We're up to 1,125 followers. Thank you so much, guys, for that. I recently spun the wheel. For those of you that don't know, I give away 5 Steem per video. Follow me on Steemit. Sub on YouTube with your Steem handle, comment. Put a decent comment, please, and then put your Steemit name in the YouTube video. Okay. And then you can qualify to win. I spun the wheel. Steamy Life was the winner. And I'm not doing duplicate winners yet. Steamy Life had not won. And you can see in my wallet down here. There we go. Steamy Life was the Connor Kenny contest winner and received 5 Steem. Let's redeem some rewards. Steam on. Hammer that like button. If you haven't subbed, you're going to want to stick around, maybe win the 5 Steem. And I'm going to finish the video and sign off with Keep It Crypto.